morning, everyone. My name is Liu Yi. My ID number is 20789916. They are my partners, Golden, Crystal, and Grace. Today our topic is evaluation of personal privacy issues in current society. This is our content. In the first part, I will give a brief introduction on the privacy issues. Next, in the main body, different kinds of causes of privacy issues will be introduced by my partners. At the end, I will give a conclusion and make some recommendations. Let's move to the background. Your personal information is including your medical diagnosis, work history, driving records, and so on, which is more than your name and your address. The right to privacy refers to having control over the personal information. It is ability to limit who has your information, how the information is kept, and what can be done with it. The technology plays an important role in privacy. In the last century, the invention of privacy was limited by physical abilities to see, hear, and remember the events. As new technology make the privacy have the increasing threat. The telephone, microphone, tape recorder, and most recently the internet have all extended our abilities to communicate and which is make it more difficult to remain your privacy. Unfortunately, our privacy was lost, unlawfully forfeited, purchased, or stolen every day. Okay, now let's move to my partner Gordon.
Thanks, Valerie. My name is Kaplan. My student ID is 2007898002. In my sections, I will give you some more details about government for the privacy issues. Valerie mentioned many key issues and how government to deal with these issues. The first one is about the patient privacy protection. As Coleman says, you know, the patient is a vulnerable group in current societies. Focus on their health problems. They have to show the details, personal details for the medical officers, but they don't like to be beaten by another persons except their daughters. And how government to make them feel more trustworthy, the government give them two rulers. The first one is the HIPAA. What is the full name? It is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Acts in 1966. The second one is the PSQIA. The full name is the Patient Safety and Quality Improvement Act of 2005. So the next part is the consumer privacy protection. Every day, millions of pieces of information are generated and used by the organizations and companies. And the development in the consumer privacy policy have helped to make the strong storage and manipulation of the information much easier. Consumer privacy is the consumer privacy policy is a legal document that has set up by the EU, introduced the data protection directive for its member state. Many organizations and companies began to draft a policy with this directive after 1995, and in the same time in the US, Federal Trade Commissions also published the Fair Information Principles. The third key issues is about internet trade and communication protection. Today, the Earth is a village, becoming a village. More and more commercial trade and communications are taking part through the internet. It's very difficult by the government to supervise these activities. So the government, how to solve these problems, they will make three types of methods: high technology and policy and educations. So rights groups urge governments to pay more attention on protect privacy. It's a core point of the privacy protection. In the next part, I will help you to realize the personal data. Focus on these four questions, we can have a good understanding of the personal data. What's meant by personal data? Personal data could be used in every field of the daily life. It could not just include physical philosophy data information, but it will include personal feeling, mood, sense, and work experience. What about the government to collect the personal information and how to use it and protect it? The government around the world have started putting a focus on using high technology to increase security measures and improve identifications of citizens entering and leaving their borders. So what's the highest technology it will be chosen for these issues? The biometrics is the study of measures. This means the information such as fingerprinters, eye printers, erasures, voice patterns, facial patterns are being checked for the identification and authentication. And how government to protect personal information, it will be include two steps. The first one is collection of information. Before any type of biometrics can be used, the information must be collected, divided into two different types of. The first one is voluntary, the second one is non-voluntary. To protect the public from the non-voluntary informations, legislations must be used in this place. It will be include two actors: freedom of information and protection actors, and the personal information protection and electronic documents actors. The second step is information management solution. Only a finite number of solutions are available when the public take into account the responsible collection, use, storage, and disposal of the biometric information. Using authentication can be solve most of these issues in regards to both privacy and security. That's on my part, and please move to the Crystal.
Okay, thank you, Gordon. My name is Xin Xiaohan. My ID number is 2007-89830. With rapid development of advanced technology, Internet has become an essential part in our daily life. However, personal privacy is always a concern when people are spending time on the Internet. The first part is the social networking websites, which could be used to keep in touch with friends, make new contacts, and find people with a similar interest. For example, the Facebook, which has more and more users in recent years. And according to the written 2008, the registers of Facebook keep increasing between 2007 and 2008. Now, most users of Facebook post their personal information on the website, including their real name, age, hometown, and occupation. These people also update their latest news and photos very frequently. and some of these people also post photos of their relatives and friends on the website without their consent. Even though it is interesting to share information with friends through the internet, however, many people besides acquaintances are also interested in this information. According to the privacy website 2011, many people, identity thieves, scam artists, debate collectors, and corporations are looking for a market advantage by using this social networking website to gather information of their consumers. And on the other hand, the Facebook removed their users' ability to control who can see their personal information. Certain parts of your profiles will now be transformed into connections automatically, and it means this information will be shared publicly. If you do not want these parts of your profile to be made public, your only option is to delete them. Obviously, this policy is not only damage the personal privacy, but also unfair to the users. Okay, now the second part is online banking. Being able to check our balances, transfer money between accounts, and track your checks online is a great convenience. However, online banking requires people to transmit a lot of sensitive information through the internet, which you do not want anyone else to get them, such as the password and your home address. Even though each bank has its own privacy policy, and they also claim that their protection systems are safe enough. However, according to the Federal Trade Commission website 2011, most banks offering few or no online privacy choice, and a large percentage of these banks are taking advantage of loopholes in the law to share personal information with affiliates and their marketing partners without offering the online privacy choice of consumers. Finally, the email providers and search engines. In our working and study environment, emails and search engines are the most common internet toys to use. However, according to the Australian Privacy Foundation website 2011, the internet service provider may review private emails if it suspects the sender is attempting to damage the system or harm another user. Even though this monitor is random, it still damages the personal privacy by scanning the content of email. And as Dixon 2011 stated that the search engines also have and use the ability to track each one of your searches. They could record your IP address, the search term you used, the time of your search, and other information, depending on how much information you have shared with the search engines. This record and track without inform of users is also a damage to personal privacy. Okay, now let's move on to my partner, Grace.
Thanks, Crystal. I'm Pei Shi, and my student ID number is 20079428 I will focus on the another two factors contribute to the privacy issue, the company and the individual awareness. There are two parts of privacy issue relating to the company, the employee and the customers. To begin with the employee, the first one is the employment background check. There are three questions we should note. First one, why conduct a background check? It is one of the important part of the hiring process. Third, check the employer want to make sure the employee are honest. It is also be used to assess the career employee for promotion or demotion. So, what information could including in the background check?
not only the general information such as our name, our age, or our home address, but also some information that cannot be disclosed with our permission, such as our criminal records and credit records. The last one is who conduct this background check. There are so many third-party companies in the market, but also some large company could conduct this background check on their own in order to save the cost. Overall, the employee's privacy could not be protected well due to the lack of monitoring during this background check process. Yes, the privacy issues also happens in the workplace. The management want to make sure their staff are focused on their job during the working time. In addition, the development of the new technology often make it is possible for the manager to monitor many aspects of the employees' working, especially on the telephone, computer, mails, and video monitor. Such monitor is virtually unregulated. Therefore, unless the company policy specially states otherwise, the manager may listen, watch, and read the staff's workplace communication. Absolutely, it is not a good feeling if you will be monitoring. Similarly, the customer also face the privacy issues. Firstly, some companies want to ask the customer to fill in the form about their personal data, such as when you open an account in the bank, or if you want to join the gym club, you have to fill in the form about your personal data in advance. Besides, the company also collect the customer's data through the marketing research activities. According to privacy website 2011, this customer's personal data will be shared with another companies and all be revealed by accident due to lack of protection. The last but not the least one is the individual awareness. The most important one is lack of awareness, such as for example, we might upload our personal information, such as our name, our age, and some photos on the internet, but without any security protection. On the other hand, some organization, our privacy could be violated secretly. For example, some organizations get the personal privacy without informing the person. According to Microsoft 2011, that's the biggest communication tools in China. QQ could steal the users' information from their computers, then send all the personal information back to the software surveys. It is so terrible things, I think. After all the analysis, Valerie will give us a conclusion and some recommendation how to protect our privacy.
Yes, thank you, Grace. To conclude, it is apparent that the significant development of technology causes a great diversity of privacy issues. First, the government collects and keeps our personal information. However, we don't know how it is kept and what it is used for. Secondly, the rapid spread of internet allows easier transformation of our personal information. In the same time, the permission is always not be asked for. Thirdly, the company, as employees of an organization, we spend almost half of our lives in the workplace. However, our personal privacy is also violated by the employer's inappropriate governance. Finally, the individual, because lack of privacy protection awareness, the individuals always upload their own information on the internet. and spread others' personal information at the same time without permission. Facing the effects from government, companies, internet, and individuals, the following recommendations are suggested. First, perfect Privacy Act, which means the government should improve the privacy laws and at the same time launch new privacy acts to control the emerging privacy issues. Second, comply with legislation that defends privacy, which means the Privacy Act should be strictly carried out. For example, all the parts, government, internet providers and users, companies and individuals should pay attention to their action. The government keep the personal information under their control and be safe. The internet providers and users should restrain their actions. The individuals also pay attention to their action. The study is focused on the privacy issues caused by the internet. Set out privacy notices great readability, which means the internet providers should set out privacy notices before the customers accept their services, and the finally is about the raise public awareness privacy protection. It is mentioned above, due to lack of privacy protection awareness, the individuals upload their personal information and also spread other people's personal information. So we'll also pay attention to this and raise your own privacy protection awareness. The next is about our references. This is our presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.